A rare gun battle has broken out in Myanmar's second largest city of Mandalay as unrest over the military coup continues to flare. At least 8 protesters have been killed in clashes between the army and civilian forces.
Such sightings are no longer rare in Myanmar, nor are such sounds. But in a major city like Mandalay, it is indeed unusual. Gun battles have broken out between the army and various civilian groups. At least one of them claims it's with the People's Defence Force. These are civilians trained to fight the Myanmar army and are formed by the ousted lawmakers. The Myanmar army has declared the People's Defence Force as terrorists, and its crackdown on the civilian fighters was swift. This video apparently shows security forces using what's believed to be an RPG, short for rocket-propelled grenade, on civilian forces. The shootout happened after the army raided a house believed to be the hideout of the civilian fighters. It's estimated more than 870 people have died since the February coup. The army disputes this figure.
Leon Waikit joins us live now for more on what's happening in Mandalay. Waikit, shootouts now happening in major cities like Mandalay. Is this a turning point that we're seeing for a new wave of violence in the country?
Well, Dawn, it certainly looks like it's heading down that direction. I mean, urban warfare in major cities. And I say this for various reasons. Let's just look at Mandalay alone. Before the raid, the resistance forces had sent out an SOS appeal to the public in Mandalay, urging them to distract the Myanmar army. And shortly after that call was made, there were blasts heard in Mandalay. There were car tires being set on fire as a result of that appeal. Separately, there's another civilian group that calls itself the Jaukse Civilian Defence Force. That's about an hour's drive from Mandalay, and they've also emerged to say that they're now joining the fight against the Myanmar army. So this gives you a very clear picture that within the pro-democracy camp, there is spontaneous support. Now, the second point I want to make is sort of a technical point, but an important one at that, because there are 2 different types of civilian fighters. One, the official one, if you will, that's the People's Defence Force formed by the ousted lawmakers, PDF for short, this group. But they've also inspired other similar civilian groups across the country that have taken up arms. They claim that they are loyal and they pledge allegiance to the PDF. They claim that they will take instructions from the ousted lawmakers. But the question is, who controls these spontaneous civilian groups? Where do the command and control come from? So I recently put this question across to the ousted lawmakers during a press conference. I asked them whether there are plans for them to reach out to these civilian groups because there are so many of them popping up. But the NUG did not directly answer my question. The spokesperson, Dr. Sasa, merely said that if the situation in Myanmar is not under control, there will be more and more of such civilian groups popping up. Now, with that in mind, we'll take a step back. The ousted lawmakers say on various occasions that they are preparing for battle. The Myanmar army, on the other hand, has made various arrests, accusing civilians of learning to make bombs, accusing civilians of launching these bomb attacks across Myanmar. So, if you will, the stage is set for more of such clashes to happen in Myanmar.
Waikit, thank you very much for that update. Leon Waikit there with the latest.